North Arts District has a new exhibition running.
They certainly do. Alex Glaze is there with more on the featured works. Alex, a lot of interesting backstory.
A ton of interesting backstory, and it's not just about the building that we talked about that used to be a funeral parlor. If you look on the walls, you're going to see a whole lot of Baltimore history here. Webster Phillips didn't take these pictures in the room that I'm in right now, but he has a very unique connection to. We're looking at pictures right now that his father took. How many years ago were these pictures taken?
So most of these were actually in the 70s and 80s. They were taken by my father, Irv Phillips Jr., who actually shot for the Afro and then the Sun papers around, I think he joined the Sun around 1970.
And photography, the family business here. I mean, your father has pictures displayed, but your grandfather also has some pictures up on this art display as well.
Yeah, we're actually doing a project where we're trying to identify a lot of the unknown people and places in the photos. So there's 5 photos here featured from my grandfather. There's one you kind of see from the BMA with the thinker. It's another one with a great expression from a youngster over there. We actually have a database of his photos of over 10,000 images, and we're still scanning and still adding to that database.
And how did you all get connected to this art show?
So actually, Catherine reached out to us for the Memento Moir, basically after seeing some of our images online.
And I see that you have a camera as well. None of your work is being displayed in this show, but what are you working on right now?
None of my work is actually displayed in this show, and really I'm just trying to keep up the tradition of my grandfather and father and just really capture Baltimore history as it happens. So I really just kind of shoot a little bit of everything.
Yeah, and I mean, as you're looking through these pictures and going through the city, do you find yourself kind of being like, oh wow, this used to be, because I've seen this corner in this picture.
It really is like getting in a time machine. I really try to, the only way to really describe it is like imagine looking at your grandfather or your father's Instagram with maybe 50 years of content. You know, it's really the only way to really kind of get a grasp on how many images there are.
Yeah, well, I got to tell you, I think my dad is big into photography as well, so I think I have a pretty good idea of what his Instagram would look like here. So just before we wrap things up here, just when you look at these pictures and you look at your grandfather's work, your father's work, do you think about that when you're taking your pictures and the historical significance of the moments that you're capturing?
Definitely. I mean, my father really always described it as when you take a photograph, you're really capturing that moment of history forever. So I try to just look at the moment, be in the moment, and take a photograph where if someone wasn't there, they can get that same feel as if they were almost right in the room.
Yeah, well, Cena and Tim, a ton of great photographs and a lot of great art on display here. If you want to check out this art show, it'll be open on Friday and Saturday, and then that is it. Those are the last 2 opportunities that you have to check out the Memento Moir art exhibit on North Avenue. Send it back to you.
Man, what a legacy.
Right.
Wow.
Generational art genius.
Absolutely.
Isn't that amazing?
Absolutely. So